Hello everyone, hope you are having an amazing day like always. And if not, just make sure you take some tea or coffee. So in this video, I wanna do something spontaneous. We're pretty much gonna do it together, okay? So this is not something that I practiced already or I did it before, or I kinda did, but it's not exactly what we're doing today. So this is because here CJ7 says waiting on where we can have a real estate agent to have their own account or dashboard to manage their own properties or listings. So what I'm reading here is CJ is suggesting to have a website for realtors where each of them can have their own listing, they can add their own content, but at the same time you want everybody that come to the website to see all the listings. Now they can go and select each realtor to see which listings they have, and maybe if that's the case, then this is going to be the video. But if that's not the case, just let me know in the comments and I can do it again. But pretty much what I'm going to show you today, it's going to give you a door for you to pretty much create other cool and awesome things. And I haven't seen nobody done this before, and even when I have asked Wix before if there was somebody that done it, they say that no, and they just say like you need some custom code. And to be honest, not really. This one is not going to require any code. All we're going to use is filters, repeaters, and the databases. So let's get into this. Again, if you have questions, let me know. Another thing that I want to let you know is that this video, because it will be super long, and it's actually going to be a little bit long, we're not going to go so much in the details of creating everything, but at least you're going to get the basic idea. Now, if you still want me to make something more detailed and going step by step all the way, we can do it. But on this one, we're going to add everything, but everything is now going to be connected. So still, don't get me confused. Like, you're still gonna be able to learn and see everything, but at the same time, we're gonna kind of do like a shorter version of this. Okay, so let's do it. Like always, we're gonna start from scratch, and I always like to do this because I don't want you to be confused and be like, where did you get this, or how did you find that option? So I usually like to do blank templates, but today we're just gonna use a random real estate website template. So we're gonna use the classic editor, and then here we can just put real estate, and we can put a real estate agent. Let's see if that shows us some stuff. And this is mainly for us to create something that already has a little bit of content, but it's not gonna matter. So we're gonna use this one, which is called Luxury Villa, and we're just gonna click edit. And as you can see here, I tried earlier, and that's what I already have. So I know it's gonna work. So this is just gonna go into actually creating it together. Okay, so let's wait for this to load. Perfect. The first thing I'm gonna do to save it, I'm gonna publish it, and I'm gonna name it Realtor or listing, multiple listings. Okay, so we're gonna save it. So now this is just a normal website. Okay, this one doesn't have anything advanced. It just shows you some properties, but it doesn't have any like login details or something. Like anything that you add here, like the person has to done it directly from Wix. Nothing can be done on the front side of the website. So this is pretty much perfect template that we're gonna use. Again, it's mainly for the content. So the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna add here our like a small section. And again, it's not going to be so much on the design. It's going to be mainly for the functionality that we're looking for. So you can arrange as you wish. Then we're going to add a repeater. and then we're gonna go here on interactive, actually listing grid right here, and we can add this one right here. And this one is gonna be more for like kind of like having their own profile, so where you can go and click on that specific person and then you can see their listings. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay, so I usually like to delete the last two and just keep one so I can adjust it as I like. So here gonna do this, make this a little bigger here, and we can just delete this, and then the name we're gonna keep, and gonna make it a little smaller, and then we're gonna make this center. Okay, so it's gonna be there, and then this one we're gonna name it something like their email. So this is gonna be email, and we're just gonna leave it like that. And what else? Let's actually keep it in the center. Then we're gonna add a button, and this button is what's gonna take them to view their listings. Okay, as you can see so far, everything is super easy. There's nothing complex into creating this, so you can design it again as you wish, but mainly what we're doing is I want you to look at the functionality, not so much on the what do you call it, not so much on the design. Okay, so what we want here is, and let's copy this right here and see, view listings by Realtors. So like that. Okay, so we're gonna leave it like this. Actually, this part we can extend it so it's in the center. The items, we want them to be on the layout center, and that way anything we get added, it just keeps adding it on the side. And then the spaces in between, we're gonna leave it as 5, 4. That way whenever there's a new item, there's gonna be at least a little space there. Actually do a little bit more, like 9. Okay, so now we have this. The second thing we need to add is we're gonna add a database for the properties where everything is gonna be storage. So the first thing you want to do is turn on your developer mode, and then we're just gonna minimize this. We don't need that right now. And then the second thing that you gotta do after turning on the developer mode is going where it says content manager, where it says add content elements. We're gonna find this option right here, which says get a new collection. And this is gonna save you a lot of time, because this one already has like properties, it has like all the titles, phone number, all pretty much. It's gonna create most of the heavy things for you. You can still go and modify things, but we're gonna go here and we're gonna add this one that says property listings. So we're gonna add it, and it should create some pages for us. So we're gonna go here. Let's wait for this to load. Okay, so let me show you. We're gonna preview this, and I'm gonna show you what it has created for us. Okay, perfect. So first thing, it takes us to the database, and you're gonna see you have everything. And here we're just gonna add a few fields that we need. So as you see, it has the title for the name of the the listing, the number of bedrooms, location, the agent email, property type, images. So it has all these things that you normally use for a real estate website. But what the things that we need to add is, because now it's gonna have each member their own account and they're gonna have their own listings. So here we're gonna add profile picture, and then right here we're gonna change it to image, and then we're gonna save. And then we already have agent name. So no, we don't have agent name. So we do have agent email. So now we need to add agent name. Agent name. And then again, you can add as many categories as you like. We can even add agents about us or agent description if you like. But to be honest, I'm not gonna add it right now because it's just gonna take more steps to show you what we actually care about. Then what we're gonna do here is now, because we're gonna pretty much change everything, we're gonna delete all this. So we're gonna delete this, and because everything that we're gonna add is new data. But actually, before I delete it, I want to show you what it looks like. So you see the functionality just by one person having the page, you know, when one person manages a whole page. So when you go on properties, you see they have all the listings, and when you click on the listing, it takes you to that specific page with all the information. So as you can see, this is only one agent. So this one won't allow you to add multiple agents, but the way we're gonna do it right now, we're gonna completely change that. So anybody that has their own account can change their own listings, and everybody can see all the listings. So we're gonna close this, and we're gonna go back here. So now we're gonna go back to the database. Gonna go to properties, and again we're gonna delete all these things that we have here. So let's delete this one, and we're just gonna delete it. Okay, now why we did this is because now everything that's gonna be added is gonna be only for each member. So if each member is gonna have their own kind of like listing page. So we're gonna close this, and we're gonna click here on the three little dots. We're gonna go where it says edit settings, and once you see here, you're gonna click to this little thing, and then you're gonna scroll all the way at the bottom where it says custom use. You're gonna set custom permissions, and the first one is gonna be anyone, because any content that this user adds, we wanted anybody on the public to see it, right? Because it's all on one website. But here we want the site member. We want the site member to be the one changing or updating the content. Here we want the site member author to be able to update the content. And then lastly, here we want the admin, which is gonna be whoever owns the actual website, to be able to delete or do like other changes. So this is how it should look. Anyone, site member author, and then admin, and then save all changes. So now that you do that, now we need a place where the agents can log in and add their own listings. Okay, so first, because we have a lot of stuff here, just to kind of like give us some more space, we're gonna delete things here. So we don't need that because this was a template. It says rentals, we don't need rentals. And then sales, we can delete that too. Okay, so now we have that. Now what we need to add is another a members area, and this time we're gonna use the Wix app. So what we want to do is we're gonna click where it says add apps, and then right here we're gonna type members area. We're gonna add this option right here, and then we're gonna wait. Perfect. So now as you can see, it added the little icon here. Now I have my own profile. Now let me move this one right here. Okay, so we're gonna put it right there. Okay, so I have a place that I'm able to log in. It has my information, but as you can see, there's two different databases. The one that has the properties, and then the one that is the members area. But what we're gonna do right now, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say crazy, but it's a little bit more complex. It's easy, so just stay pretty much tuned. So we have that. Now we're gonna go back here. You're gonna see it says members pages, and now we're gonna add another member page. Make sure it's a member page, okay? So you're gonna click on this one. You're gonna go where it says custom pages, and you're gonna add what's called a private page. So we're gonna add private page, and this one will automatically add the page for us. So it's right there. Now we can rename this, and we're gonna rename it add listing. Okay, so that's it. So now it says add listing. Then this one we're gonna just make it a little open. Here is where the fun part is gonna start. This is where you can pretty much design the form to add all the content for the listing. So for example, if you wanna have like the name of the property, the email, all that content, this is where you're gonna do it. So you can actually divide it in two parts. So the first one, let's add a title. So we're gonna add here, and we're gonna use one of these ones. And I like to divide it in two, that way it's not confusing. So this one is gonna be like I will say realtor contact, or you can just put contact information, or you can, to be honest, you can name it whatever you like, but you'll see what's the point of this right now. So we're gonna do information, and then we're gonna copy and paste, and this is gonna be another one, and this one we're gonna name it add listing, or actually listings. Okay, so now you have that there. And there is two ways to do this. One is you can add a repeater here, that way anytime you want to update a listing, you can do it from here, or you can create a second page, name it update listing. So you have two ways, whatever is easier for you. The one that we're gonna do is, and the one that I like, that way it keeps it all within one page without me having to go to another one, is I will have a read and writing data set. That way I can do everything from one page, and I don't have to be going in another one. But if you prefer to do that, that's totally fine. It's pretty much the same thing. If it's confusing, or if you have questions, just let me know. Okay. Second, we're gonna add, because we're gonna do the read and writing, so we're gonna add an input, and we're gonna add this option right here. And this one, we're gonna add, this one we want the title to be here, so we're gonna put full name, and then we're gonna copy this, paste it here. This one is gonna be email, and this one is gonna be email. Here is also gonna be like full name, or you can leave it blank because it will fill it up once we add the content. And then here, this one we're gonna name it, what did we say it was gonna be? Let me go back here. So we have, we're gonna go to the content manager. So we're gonna go back to properties because we wanna see what information we need, okay? So again, whatever makes it easier for you to follow. If you have two screens, then you can open it on one, and then that way you can see it. So we need an agent email, we need a profile picture and the agent name. Again, if you have more sections, then feel free to add them. So full name, email, and this one we're gonna just change it to, we're gonna go back to input, and then we're gonna go to upload buttons, and then we're gonna add it right here, and this one it's gonna be profile picture. Okay, perfect. And then we're gonna add a button here, and then this one is gonna be submit. You can click update or submit. So because we're keeping everything within the same page, we're not gonna create two pages to save one work, and two kind of like not having to go do so many steps. So this one we're gonna name it update. Okay, you can also name it submit if you prefer, and it's totally up to you. So we can click submit, but the only thing is anytime they come back and they change the information, then we also want them to be able to just update. So we're just gonna leave it as update, and then here we're gonna copy this, gonna paste this right here, and then we're gonna add it right here, and this is gonna be named title, because it's the title of the property. We're gonna copy this, paste, and then we're gonna add the next option, which is gonna be, let's go back to properties. So we're gonna go here. So we're gonna go to properties. We need bedrooms, number of bedrooms. We also need a description, price, gallery, and property titles, profile picture. Okay, so, and then we need image and gallery. Okay, so here this is gonna be we're gonna name, I want to do something simple, because again we don't want to add so many, and that's what I mentioned in the beginning, is I didn't want to add all the single sections. I'll make another video just for creating that specific form, and I'm gonna show you right now what it should look like when you do it properly. Okay, so this one is a page that I already created. We're not gonna go into this detail on ours. As you can see here, I have the contact information and the listings, right? So this page right here that I'm showing you is so you see, if you do it right, this is what it should look like. You should add all your your sections for the title, for the proper information, bedroom, number of bathrooms, floor size, price. So you add all these sections right here, and then the agent's info and all the information there. You have a submit button. Now when you click on edit listings, this one I did it in two parts, so it should take me to this part right here, and this is where they can edit the listings. And the reason why I do it in two parts is because the client didn't want to have one page like this one. This is pretty much what we're doing right now. We're adding the listings and the profile on the same page, but again, you have the option to do it this way or doing it this way. So as you can see here, you have this option right here, right? And when you click on edit listing, it takes you to this one. So if you want to learn how to do this specific one, I can show you, but right now, because this one is only for one agent, that's why I didn't care so much of doing two pages. But on the one that we're doing right now is so multiple agents can add it. That's why we're not gonna add all the information here. Okay, so let's go back. We're gonna close this, and then we're right here. So we have the title of the property, and then right here we also gonna add a let's see what other option that we think is important, just for a little bit. So we have the title, the price, that's the thing. So title, we're gonna add the price, and this one is gonna be set as price, and we're gonna leave it like that. And then we're gonna add, so that way it's visible, we're gonna add an image button here, and this is gonna be for the main picture. So this one is gonna be named, let's click here. So this is gonna be like I call it the title picture. So it's the one that it's gonna be like the future picture. That's what it's named. Future picture or image. I don't remember if that's how you spell future, but if I'm wrong, just let me know. So we're just gonna keep it like that, and then we're gonna copy and add another one, and this one is gonna be a gallery. So we're just gonna upload three images there. Sorry about that. It's gonna be a gallery, and then that's good there. And then we're gonna copy this button and then add it right here. Okay, so now you have your listings. Again, we're not adding every single section because we want to make sure we finish this video today. But now we need to start connecting everything. I will publish this so I can start getting everything ready, and then we're gonna go back here where it says Content Manager. We're gonna add a content element, and we're gonna add a data set. Here on the data set, we're gonna click on Settings. Make sure you click here, and then you're gonna select Properties, right? Because this one, it has to, anytime we add information, or every member adds or realtor adds their own information, is gonna be uploaded to the database of the properties. Here, because again, we wanna make sure this form can update information, and we can also add new information. We're gonna leave it as a read and write. And then the most important here is we're gonna add a filter. The filter, you're gonna make sure you click here where it says field. We're gonna find something called owner. And owner, the condition is that the log has to be login user. So it's only gonna show, and it's only gonna show the information of that specific member or realtor that has login into their profile page. So we're gonna add filter. So this is not gonna, if you add, let's say my name is Danny Etzel, for example, right? And somebody named Jones Cena, for example, logs in, they're not gonna see the same information. They're gonna see everything on their own. Okay, so we're gonna add that there. We're gonna close it, and now we can start connecting everything. So here we're gonna go to the little snake, and we're gonna go to make sure that's there. This is agent's name, so agent name. Then this one is gonna be connected to the email, agent email. We're gonna close that, and then the profile. So we're gonna find where is a profile image that we added or picture, and then the update button right here. We're gonna click on this one, and we're gonna make sure it's submit. We add a failure and success message, so we're gonna make sure it's there. Again, this one we're just not aligning or adjusting anything because we're just trying to show you the functionality. Then on the listings here, this is gonna be connected to the title. So title text, this is gonna be connected to the price. So we're gonna find price, and then this one is gonna be to the image for the actually listings, and then this is gonna be for the gallery, and it's gonna be right here, gallery. Perfect. Then we're gonna click close. Now we're gonna click this one, and we're gonna also connect it to submit. Where'd it go? Submit, and then success and failure message. Perfect. So we're gonna download this one right here, and then right there. So that's it on your members area. So we're gonna publish this for now. Now we're gonna go back to the home page. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go to home, and here we're gonna go here on content manager, and now we're gonna add another data set. So data set right here, and then we're gonna click on it. We're gonna go to settings, and right here we're gonna choose properties, and this one is gonna be read only, so it's only displaying information. We're not gonna be able to delete or change anything, so make sure that's there. The number of items to display, that means let's say there's 20 realtors, you want to show all 20 or you only want to show 3 or 6 or 5. Here I'm gonna select 6, and then I'm gonna add a button here, and this button is pretty much gonna tell the system right here. This button is gonna tell the system that is if there's more than 6, right? Let's say there already are 6 realtors, no, let's say 10 realtors on the page or on the system, but because here we only wanna display 6, so as you can see here, we only displaying 6, or we can even leave it to 3. Then if there's 10 and we wanted to load more, then we can click here, add the button, and then we're gonna connect it, and we're gonna select this option where it says load more, and this will make sure to load more realtors onto this same page. So that's how you do that part. And then it's gonna say load more or view more. You can show this there. Okay, and let's put those. Okay, so that's it there. Then we're gonna click publish, and then we're gonna make sure we're gonna connect this image to the profile of the actual realtor. So properties data set, image connects to, not image because that's for the future listing, so we want to find the one that we added, which is profile picture, and then right here on the name we want to connect it to the realtor's name, so it's gonna be agent name. There we go, we also added that one. And then email, this is if you want to show their email right here, it's totally up to you. And then we're gonna put agent email, and then view listings. Here this one is gonna be connected to properties title. Why? Because we only wanted to show the listing of that person. If you wanted to show all the listings, then we can just click all the listings. So we're gonna do that, and then that's it. So now all is connected. When it's a repeater, you only have to do one. Everything else is gonna be added automatically, and this one is just a placeholder. So we're gonna click publish. So now I feel like that's everything we need to do. Now we can test it out. We're gonna click on view site, and as you scroll down, you'll notice there's nothing here. That's because there's no data in the system yet. So we're gonna click login, and now we're gonna click sign up, and it's gonna sign me up to the account I already have. So when I click here, I can go on add a listing, right? And then once I do that, I see my my form, and let me see why it's doing that. Give me 1 second. Let's go back here. We're gonna go to the members area. We're gonna go to the listing. Let me see if I connected everything correctly. So we're gonna go here, and this is connected. This is connected. Let me see the data set. Make sure it's reading right. That's correct. And then let me see here. Okay, so as you can see right now, it's not letting me type anything, and that's because now you're dealing with members. So there's 2 ways to go around this. One is you can create the second page that I was mentioning before, where you can have this one where it's just gonna be write only. But if you do that, then you need the other one to be able to update. Okay, but because we don't want to do that, there's a way around this. So we're gonna add one more button here, and where we go, we're gonna add a button, and this is gonna be we're gonna name this start adding, and then this one we're gonna connect it to new value here, new, and that's it. So now we can close this. We're gonna publish this. So what it's gonna do is any new member that comes and tries to add their information. So watch, we're gonna refresh this, and now we should see the button. Okay, so as you can see right now, I can't add anything yet, so I'm gonna click start adding, and now I can start editing here. So I'm gonna add my name, for example. I'm gonna add my email, for example. That's a fake email, by the way. Profile picture, I downloaded this one earlier, so we're gonna use that one. And then because we're still adding the title of the listing, we're gonna put awesome property. We're gonna put the price at let's say $500,000. We're gonna add the one of the future images, so we're gonna add that one right there. Then the gallery, we're gonna add 3, and now we can click update, and it's updating everything. So either button works, so you can either add 1 button or 2, it's totally up to you. So now it says all the content was submitted. So now when we go to home, we should also see our profile there. So there you go. So now you see our profile is there, our name is there, our email. So if I click on view listings, now it's showing me the listing that I have with my name, right? So what I can do here is I'm gonna log out, and then I'm gonna copy this, and then we're gonna open a new one, and we're gonna, as you can see, now we're in a private page. That's this one right there. We're gonna log in, we're gonna sign up with a different email, so we're gonna use a different email. This is a junk email that I have, so just don't try to email me there. I literally use it just for testings and stuff. So there it is. Okay, so now you see I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna add a listing, and we're gonna have everything right here. As you can see, I can't type anything, so I had to click this. This is the button that I was saying earlier, that this is how you go around having to not have 2 pages. But if you don't want this button, then you do have to have 2 pages. One to add all the information, and another one where you can update information. So we're gonna click add, and then we're gonna type, so CJ, and then this is gonna be cjbay@gmail.com. We're gonna add a profile picture. In this case, we're gonna select this one right here. Okay, actually let's find one. I'm gonna go to pexels.com. Then we're gonna put profile, and then we're just gonna add this guy right here. Okay, so we're gonna close this for now, and let's select this guy right here. And now we have that. We're gonna add the title, so it's gonna be like famous villa. We're gonna add the image here, and then it's gonna be this one right here. We're gonna add a price for, and then we're gonna add a gallery, and the gallery is gonna include these 3 pictures right here, and then we're gonna click update. So now as you can see, it worked. It added everything. So now we're gonna go to home, and now you're gonna see there's 2 different people right here. So there's CJ Realtor and Danny Realtor. So if we go here, view listings, now we can see all the listings that are there, the one from Danny and the one from CJ. So if I click on this one, you're gonna be able to see also the other pictures that we added, and it adds my information here, my email, but because we didn't connect anything else, that's why all this is blank. But at least now you can see that you can be adding multiple people. Now we did this very fast, so we didn't go in so much details about potentially adding even more properties. So that's something that I'm gonna be doing in the next video, but at least now you have an idea on how to be doing this part, so you don't have to be like thinking if it's possible or not. It is possible. It's just a matter of like putting a little bit of thought about how the functionality is going to work, but just knowing how to filter members and making sure you set the right instructions on the database, it's going to allow you to do things for different members or different subscribers that you add into your page. So let me know in the comments if you have questions, but as you can see now, you can do other things. Now if I go in my account, this person also has their own account, and this is mainly for the login information. So as you can see, the add listing, this one is connected to just the properties. And in the video that I just did recent, where you can create your own custom members area, if you combine that with adding a listings page, it's gonna be even more powerful. You're gonna be able to do more things, because right now this one is two completely databases, but as you can see, you can still do a lot of things. So have a wonderful evening, and then if you have any questions, just let me know.